Hey guys, EBPMAN here. Now in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at one of the best sounding earbuds that my ears have heard on the market. We're talking about full body sound, immersive bass, clear and crisp highs, and like you heard me say, to my ears. And that's because today we're going to take a look at the Nuratrue. The Nuratrue earbuds are tailored to your hearing, and in this case, to mine. These are personalized to your hearing profile, delivering music to what and how you hear. They're from NuraPhone, so let's go ahead and check them out. Now, over the years, we've reviewed many of the products from NuraPhone, and one of the things that they specialize in is giving you a tailored hearing experience. And let's face it, we've reviewed a lot of earbuds on the channel. I get questions about how loud they are, how is the bass, how are the mids, how are the highs, do they compete with this brand or that brand, and so on. And the reason why you get all these questions, or I get all these questions, is because everybody, as they think about music and sound, it's something very personal. We all hear differently. So something that sounds great to me may not sound that great to you. Something that may sound loud to me may not sound that loud to you. That's why we do the EBPMAN style audio test and call quality test so that you can get an appreciation of what you can expect. Now the NuraPhone, the NuraLoop, and now the Nuratrue each provide an immersive experience testing your hearing using this auto-acoustic emission, something called OAE, that basically is a range of tones that get shot into your ear, and then it measures the very faint sounds that come back from your ear to generate a signature or a hearing profile to what you hear. It's very different than any other hearing test that you've had, where you may hear some tones and you may have to tell it, do you hear it? You don't have to do any of that here. Basically, all you do is you put them in your ear, you run the actual test, it will calibrate it to your hearing, and I have to say, they're freaking amazing. So now let's focus on some of the specs here. We're talking about 6 hours of use per charge. With the case, you're going to get 24 hours. They weigh 7.4 grams. You're going to get a personalized audio experience. And by the way, you can create multiple personalized audio experiences for someone who may be using the earbuds or headphones as well. You're going to get immersive bass. You're going to have active noise canceling, Bluetooth 5.0. For calls, you have 2 mics, one that is on the outer side and one is in the inner side to basically calibrate your hearing experience. IPX4 rating, you have aptX, AAC, and SBC support, and you have a 10mm driver. Now in the box, you're going to find your Nuratrue True Wireless earbuds with their case. You'll find a USB-C cable, some ear gels that you'll be able to use to change the size, and also some wingtips that are going to help you keep them stabilized in your ear, especially if you're going to use these in a workout because they are IP rated. As we look at the case is small in size. It does not support wireless charging, and as you open them up, the first thing you're going to see is that they seem very large. As you compare them to other earbuds, this area here, the surface area, does look large, but don't freak out. We're going to take these out, and as you look at them inside of the case is magnetic, right? So as soon as you put them in, they're going to lock in place. You can see the LEDs there, and once again, your USB-C in the back. When you close them, they're not going to come out. If they open, they're not going to come out. As we take them out and we take a closer look at them, there's a couple things going on here, right? So first of all, these are going to go in your ear, right? So they're going to go in your ear, but they don't go super deep. There's actually a sensor right there that's going to basically detect when it's in your ear, right? And then when you put it in your ear, you're going to be able to hear them come to life. Now, I got a welcome message, and basically it was using my name because that's my profile on the app in my phone. Because the very first thing that you're going to do as soon as you receive these is that you're going to install the app, configure them, and then you're going to go through this hearing test that's going to calibrate, again, the earbuds to your ability to hear. So that means it's calibrated for the right bass, mids, and highs to your hearing abilities. And that's pretty spectacular because you'll be able to get something that's tailored specifically to you. Now, when you take a look at them, even though they seem a little bit larger, as I turn to the right and to the left, you can see that the actual footprint, they're not terribly large. They're not really coming out of your ear too much, but this is what they're going to look like. Now, passive noise canceling is absolutely fantastic. You're going to get great passive noise canceling. And remember, these also support active noise canceling. You could also have transparency mode on these as well. So you'll be able to turn it on so that you can hear everything that's going on around you. Now, once again, as soon as you put these in, you get a really great seal. And what you could do is, if you need to, you could always change out those tips. Now, from an audio perspective, it's kind of hard to judge these because it's been tailored to my hearing. So these sound amazing to me. So you have bass, mids, and highs all present. Nothing competes. Everything is well balanced. And the cool thing about it is with the app, I can actually adjust how immersive I want that experience to be. So I don't have to settle with just how they've calibrated it, but I could actually enhance it even further to get the best experience I want. So really a tailored audio experience. But we're going to do an EBPMAN style audio test so you can hear my profile setting. So make sure you put on some headphones or earbuds.
You look at me like I'm crazy when I shut my feelings out. You look at me like I'm different. Still you stay cause you feel something real. Get so lost in my moments. Doesn't mean I don't need you. I fell in love with your colors. They kinda tell me what I'm thinking. I fell in love with the way bass.
Alright, so next we're going to do a call quality test of the Nuratrue True Wireless earbuds in a quiet environment. If we take a look at our decibel readings, anywhere between 27 and 28 decibels in noise. Let's go ahead and switch. Now this is what the Nuratrue True Wireless earbuds would sound like in a quiet environment. This is a test. 1, 2, 3. This is our test. Next, let's add some wind to our environment. Now this is what the Nuratrue would sound like with wind in the environment. This is our test. 1, 2, 3. This is our test. Now we're in a much noisier environment, still with the Nuratrue, and you can see that our decibel readings are much higher, anywhere between 37 to 81 decibels in noise. What we're going to do is we're going to switch to the Nuratrue. We're going to stay quiet for a couple of seconds and see how much noise they're canceling, and then we'll continue with the audio test. Let's go and switch. Now this is what the call quality would sound like making a phone call with the Nuratrue True Wireless earbuds in a noisy environment. This is a test. 1, 2, 3. This is our test. Now we're testing the Nuratrues, but this time with an infant crying in the background. This is what they would sound like with an infant crying in the background. And next we're testing out the Nuratrues, but this time with a dog barking in the background. This is what they would sound like with a dog barking in the background. Now if you have a doorbell ringing in the background, this is what they would sound like with a doorbell ringing in the background. Alright, so next we'll go ahead and take a look at the Nuratrue app, just so that you can get a sense of what you could expect. So here basically what you have is the output of my hearing test. So what you're seeing right here is how it interprets my hearing ability. Now you do have the ability to enable a neutral mode. You also have the ability to disable or enable social hearing. So transparency mode, that's how they call it. Come back to personalized. You can determine your immersion mode, right? So how immersed you want to be. And then what you also have the ability to do is, if you notice here, is to switch profiles. So if you have someone else using your earbuds or headphones in the NuraPhone line, you'd be able to have them use the same phone, but be able to switch from device to device. Now in the device area, you do have some additional settings. You can enable a volume limiter, if that's something that you want to do. And then also you could do is you can enable or disable the transparency mode. That's something that you can turn on or off. You can also turn on if you'd like to have the auto pause feature enabled or not. So we'll go ahead and turn this on. Right? So as soon as you take out one earbud, it's going to automatically pause the music. Now one other thing that you can do in the app is configure how the tap function is going to work. And remember, these do not have physical buttons. So what you could do is you can determine what your left earbud does and what your right earbud does. So you can say tap to enable social mode, which is transparency mode, double tap for voice assistant, and then you can set your right one and also set that one up either with the same settings or different ones. Now for those of you who are considering those changes, there's a lot that you can do here. So you notice all of these settings can be configured anywhere from volume up, volume down, previous track, enable or disable, all that other good stuff. So guys, that wraps up our review of the Nuratrue True Wireless earbuds. So if you're looking for an immersive audio experience tailored to your hearing, this is the way to go.